Hey there, Deadheadland. How you doing? My name's Happy Cat, and I'm hoping you can see me. Can you see and hear me? Let me know in the comments there. We're doing something a little bit different today. A cooking show, a baking show. Good friend of mine has this wonderful product here, the self-baked bake it yourself edibles. And anyways, we're gonna talk to him about a lot of details on that, but hopefully, first I just want to make sure that you guys can all hear me. Looks like my microphone's working to me and that I should be live on the air here on all the various Deadheadland platforms. And anyways, I'm going to switch over now to my friend Alex, or I'm going to bring him on, and he's from the company Self-Baked, and well, we're going to ask a little bit about his company, and then I'm going to actually get self-baked. Well, I'm going to do the baking part myself. All right, let's see here. There we go. Hey, Alex, there you are. How you doing?
Good. How you doing today, Brian?
I'm doing really good. Welcome to my kitchen. And just to give everybody a little backstory here, Alex and I share the same birthday. I just age a lot more than he does. We both have the same birthday, and we had talked actually, I think a year and a half ago or a year and a few months ago about doing something on our birthday with his company. He was just about to start the self-baked thing, and it wasn't quite ready yet. And then we talked again about doing it on our birthday this year, but due to the COVID situation, it's like not quite right yet for us to get together and be baking together. And then also with everything going on, it just took a little bit of time for us to actually put the stream together. So now it is a couple months, almost 2 months after both of our birthdays in September, and we're doing this. So welcome, Alex.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Brian. And what's up, Deadheads?
Yeah. So give us just a quick what's self-baked about, and then I'm actually going to start baking in a minute or two myself.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited you got it there, and I'm really looking excited for seeing you cooking it in the kitchen right now. So I started Self-Baked with my business partner and one of my best friends about a couple years ago. We were able to launch just in July this year, but we wanted to basically create a bake-it-yourself edible. You know, we've seen Betty Crocker and stuff out there, obviously creating make-it-yourself brownies and stuff. And we really wanted people to, have the comfort and feel empowered making their own medicine at home. One of my best friend's mothers was diagnosed with cancer, and she was the mom who was always feeding you food and, making sure your belly was stuffed. And when she was going through this, the concept kind of came in my head like, hey, why don't we try and make something that's an easy edible for people to be making at home? Something that's super easy, fun to do, and you can also do whatever you want with it. Add nuts to your brownies, add M&Ms to your cookies. Like, we want this to be a fun experience. It's not just, going and buying an edible. It's about, buying an experience.
Well, very cool, very cool. And yeah, it is. It's really great. The thing looks really fun. I'm terrible at I got to get my product holding.
I got one here going.
But there you go. Yeah, you've got that, and you smile at the camera and everything. So really good. So what I'm going to do here for today's show is let me switch over. I've got a little camera set up over here in the kitchen. And you can actually, all right, good. Everybody can see that there in the kitchen. And let's go, let me try. I'm directing this at the same time. I'm doing all the stuff. And just so you know, this is actually what's going to happen here. Let's get a little preview here. All right. Hey, that was a little slicker than what I'm about to do here. Let me switch. Where am I? Where am I in this?
Right, Ryan.
There I am, and here I am. Hey, everybody, how you doing? There's my other camera there. I'm the cameraman and the sound guy and everything all at once, but I think we've got this down now. So I'm actually going to prepare this stuff. Hi, I just wanted to show you this camera so you can see this is really me in the kitchen with stuff. All right. And, most important thing, always in the kitchen, nowadays during the COVID times, of course, but always wash your hands with some hot water.
Absolutely.
I keep my hands pretty clean. I'm a little OCD, to be honest with you, about that. But all right. But of course, food preparation, you always want to have clean hands. All right. Very good. So we're going to switch over now back to did that work there? There we go, to the cooking camera. All right. So we've got two choices here. We've got the cannabis-infused chocolate chip cookie, and we've got the cannabis-infused classic chocolate brownie. So I'm going to go ahead and do the cookie mix, I think. And Alex, if you want to just kind of give the play-by-play as I'm doing what I'm doing here, maybe I'll throw some bits and pieces in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we made this as easy as you could possibly make it, inside the bag. Oh, sorry there.
Look at that. I don't think everybody gets this. I think this is like an extra special item, but this is the really cool little self-baked cooking pan.
Yeah, so it's a baking tray. We've been telling people it also works great. I use it as my rolling tray all the time. And that's sold also at a lot of the stores where you're going to be getting your product. And let us know if you want some of those baking trays and you weren't able to find it at the store, we'll send it to you directly. So just hit us up on our website or hit me up directly at alex@selfbake.com. So yeah, when Brian opens up the bag, we infuse the cannabis sugar. So
and like all cannabis products, it's really hard to open.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Is there a trick?
PCC rolls. What you want to do almost is kind of like put your fingers down in and push with your thumbs out. I don't know if that makes sense, but like push in and out like that.
In and out. Like this?
Like push down on the steel and then out a little bit.
That's just me struggling with it. Or I can just cut it.
Or you can just cut it. Yeah, you're going to bake the whole thing, so you can just cut it if you want.
I'm going to make the whole package. So I think this is, and that's actually just something to mention. We know that with, there we go. I was grabbing at the wrong scene.
The wrong seal.
With cannabis products, you have to make sure that it's sealed and sold properly. And we should mention to people that this is a legal, legit cannabis product that you can buy in dispensaries, not everywhere in the world, eventually. But
we're working right now to get into some other states like Colorado and Massachusetts, but we are a California-based company. We're manufactured out of Berkeley, California, and I myself live in Sonoma County. So, we're pretty much a Bay Area company for now. My business partner is in LA, and we'll be bridging into the Los Angeles area hopefully soon. But all of our clubs are within the greater Bay Area. So Sacramento, San Francisco, Oakland. I think we get as far as Lompoc is as far south as we go.
Okay, so now I found that there were some things in here. There's a bag of chocolate chips.
Yep. So the
bag. There's a measuring spoon.
Yep. So the spoon, I should mention, the spoon is for the BCC's regulations, because as the California regulations state, we have to be able to provide what 10 milligrams of the product is. We give you a diagram on the back for cutting it once you're done baking it, because we figured that's really what you need to know what 10 milligrams looks like. Yep, it's a little diagram.
Oh, wait, even better here. Wait, I had the package again. I can bring up the graphic there. Where was it? We had it just a minute ago, didn't we? Oh, it's here.
Yeah, right here.
I thought I had the graphic up just a minute ago, but I don't know where it went.
We have the little diagram right here, though. But we have the little spoon in there so that people, BCC regulations, if you wanted to know what 10 milligrams of the powder looks like, you're able to do that.
So that's the thing. So let me show the camera this. So now that I got the graphic up there that shows the tray cuts into, if you look in the middle here around the pink,
Yep.
the tray cuts into 10 even pieces. And that's how you know once you've made it, the dosage of each piece. Because again, I guess you'd emphasize, this is medicine. This is not for kids. This is not cookies and brownies for kids. This is for the big kids.
Yep.
Or recreational, but it's still to be respected. So this is the powder. And so you're telling me the weed's in there.
Yep, the weed is in there.
Okay, so there's no like green bits. There's no like little stems.
Nope, and you'll realize with the flavor and stuff, since we put the cannabis in the sugar, you're going to get, some people really like that weedy kind of flavor in the cannabis goods. You're not really going to get that in this. It's going to be more just tasting like a cookie. Or tasting
this is going to taste like a chocolate chip cookie. So if I wanted to figure out how much 10 milligrams of this was, because this is evenly mixed and everything,
yep.
I could use this, however many spoons of this equals a dose.
Yep, absolutely. And we have
all. I'm just going to eat the powder straight.
Yeah.
I'm not recommending that.
I recommend that. But yeah, so we have that. And then the chocolate chips are separate because the mix is vegan. As long as you don't add the chocolate chips, you could add something else, not use butter and egg. I would recommend, if you're going to do that, to use a butter and egg substitute. Coconut oil, if you're going to do it, you got to take into account that baking, you need to bake it a little bit longer. Coconut oil bakes off a little bit slower than butter and egg.
That's a really interesting thing. So the vegan options, do you have that like maybe on the website or on your Instagram or something? Or
yeah, we have mentioned it on the Instagram and on our website and on Facebook. And we also have I believe it says on the back of the bag that, we have the vegan options, and we also have a way, if you're using your at-home tray and you don't have the ability to use our baking tray, and you want to roll the cookie into like balls rather than bake it into like almost a cookie bar, you can do it. We gave you the instructions to do that. We did everything so that this is as easy and as simple and as consistent as possible. That's
great. Great. I'm not vegan, and so I do eat chocolate chips. Here's the interesting thing. Normally I'm wheat-free and gluten-free. I'm not 100% strict on it, which is why I'm going to do this today, because once in a while I do allow myself a treat, but some people can't, and they're really strict. So I was going to say, maybe someday I want to collaborate with you on like a gluten-free version.
Absolutely. We've been working on a gluten-free version. We're trying to maybe make a pancake waffle mix. We're actually in the R&D process and testing right now for that. And hopefully we'll be coming out with a gummy mix soon, but we kind of just see this as the sky's the limit. We're going to keep giving people projects that they want, so on our website, on our Instagram, let us know what kind of, cookies or brownies or, delectable treats you want, and we'll try and figure out how to do it for you.
Okay, awesome. So the next ingredient, I went ahead and put the chocolate chips in, and of course, we could add in whatever you wanted, nuts or M&Ms or you name it. And then it's at a 1/4 cup of butter, so I'm going to measure that really precisely here. Actually, I know this because I bake and cook a lot, that it's nice to soften the butter or even liquefy it in the microwave. So I've done that ahead of time, just like a professional cooking show.
Look at you.
Look at that, already softened butter. It was liquefied. I guess it started to kind of firm back up, but that's nice and soft, so it'll mix easily. And I can actually tell you a little thing from the demo video you had to recommend to people, is that you actually let the butter cool, do the butter first and then let it cool a little bit before you put it in, because otherwise, once you mix the egg in, if the butter's hot, it'll actually start to cook the egg a little bit before it mixes properly.
Absolutely.
That's a nice little, that's my cooking tip. So, all right, so we're going to come back here. Before my fingers get oily, I'm going to switch back to the other camera there. All right, so we'll take the egg and put the egg in. All right, and this is nice and simple. I compost that eggshell, put that into my compost, and we'll just mix it up. Should have some music playing.
Yeah.
Speaking of music playing, I hope you guys all tune in to Deadheadland after this show at 4:20. I've got my good buddy Ross James. Ross James used to live in this house with me, and he loves to make cookies, ironically. And this is just kind of funny. Here I am making cookies before the Ross James show, and he's a big cook and baker, and he left me a couple of mixers and beaters and things, amongst other things.
And I know you have that. You can totally use a professional mixer if you have it at home, but if you don't have it, we wanted to show you that this is the easiest way you can do it.
Right, this is great. So I remember, and I know we've talked about this before, you and I, when I was young and we'd make cookies or brownies or something back in my college days and whatnot, it would always be quite a big process, because one of the first things we usually do is make the butter, and cooking I'm sure people have that experience making their homemade ganja butter, and you're cooking the butter in the double boiler, and it takes a while, and then you strain it out, and so this is just nice and easy. It's all in the mix. This is just because we're talking, we're taking longer than it would actually take you.
Yeah, and we talked about, we've all had that friend, who's accidentally had the really strong edible and one that hasn't, and because we put it in the sugar and we mixed it evenly and we've had it all homogenized, you're not going to have that experience where one person gets like the super strong cookie and the other person doesn't. And
right, or even people that would I always knew friends that we had bad cooking habits, of course. Our mom used to let us lick the spoon and whatever, so we'd fight when we were making the ganja thing over who got to lick the bowl. We're not going to do that now, but that was always really dangerous. You'd feel like that one person would be way high before the cookies came out. But so I guess the key here is to really make this nice and even, and then that way, because the mix was so even, you're going to trust that your doses are going to be even.
Yep, it's going to bake out evenly, and we've done all the testing for you to prove that it will be. And and also with the baking trays, I love that you use the parchment paper, but over time we've done enough testing and we've realized that the baking trays are actually non-stick as long as you grease the pan.
Oh, very good. Yeah, and I actually do usually cook with parchment paper, and I just I toyed with the greasing the pan, and that would just be a more complicated thing to do on camera, truthfully.
Absolutely. It makes it.
I did kind of run it through my head, and last minute there, oh yeah, parchment paper. But yeah, that's usually my thing. All right, there you go. That's pretty even. That wasn't too hard to do.
No.
Smooth it out in that corner a little bit. All right, so I did preheat the oven, and I know this is usually on TV cooking shows they have one in the oven ready to pull out, and I didn't do that. We had talked about it, but I didn't quite do that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just put this in the oven. But the oven's hot, and let me switch back over here to the camera where I can talk to you. Hey there. All right. So I'm going to set the timer here. And how long do I cook this for?
So it's about 18 to 20 minutes. So I would say 18 minutes. Check it, see how it's looking. If it's nice,
okay,
you can pop it out. If you want it a little bit crunchier, you can let it go a little bit longer. I know some people like, soft, gooey cookies. I'm one of those people. I've run into my fair share of people who like a little bit more well-done cookies. So you kind of...
Yeah, I tend to... Well, I like it if it's naturally soft. I kind of hate supermarket soft cookies because I find it's like a weird artificial softness, some weird preservatives or something. Make it soft. I don't really like those. But if it's naturally soft, hot out of the oven, it's great. Oh, that was the timer. I didn't set it right. Reset. Well, I'm going to put it at 17 minutes now because we've been talking. There we go. Forgot to hit the start. There we go. All right. So the timer's counting. So let's see here. Whoop. I took you out of the picture. All right. So let me look into the chat here. What are people saying? Just, hey, if there's any questions anybody might have. And it was just funny. Use scissors. Yeah, that was earlier on in the... Yeah, I should have. It's adult proof. Yeah, they do that with cannabis products.
Absolutely.
People have other ideas.
I saw someone asking
cool.
about Instagram and stuff. So we're at self.baked. So if you guys want to go check us out, go on there. And on Facebook, I believe it's facebook.com/ediblegoodness. And that'll take you to Self-Baked's page. And then we're just selfbaked.com. So
Very cool. Selfbake.com. So, hey, so yeah, let me know if anybody has any questions. I am kind of looking here in the comments. And so let me ask you, so you started up this company. I know you had this idea. I've kind of been witnessing it over the last like year and a half or so. But at this point, I mean, this is a real product and you have this out there in the stores. So yeah, tell us a little bit about how that all came about for you and putting that together.
Yeah, we did our soft launch right around our birthday last year, so 2019, and we were really, getting a lot of positive feedback about this new concept. No one had seen something like this. A lot of people were like, "Oh man, you're bringing back the OG like brownies." I remember that was my first edible, and so we basically were like, "All right, we're on the right path." My business partner has been my best friend since we were 6 years old. We both grew up down in Orange County. I've lived here in the Bay for 8 years, and in that time, I've gotten to know a lot of people in the industry, and we got connected with the right manufacturers, Purple Mountain Manufacturing over in Berkeley, and they kind of helped us, bring this concept to life. And yeah, luckily we've been getting some really positive feedback. We've got some great stores here in Sonoma and San Francisco, like California Street Cannabis, Barbary Coast. We've got Organican here in Sonoma, The Hook. We've also got some people down in Sacramento, like Prime Timing Delivery and Conscious Minds. And yeah, we've been, really branching out. We got Cookies out in Modesto. They've been really good supporters of us. So, we're getting out there. It's been a little bit tough with COVID, but so is the world. And, we're just trying to make this a little bit easier for people at home. We want people to be able to at least have something fun to do. But yeah, I told you a little bit that this concept started about, wanting to give people medicine in their way to do that at home. I heard you mention, the messiness that can come from prepping. And one of the other inspirations was my girlfriend and a couple of friends who kept making edibles in my house and kept leaving a mess everywhere. Basically, I was like, well, there's got to be an easier way to do this. And Self-Bake kind of came to be. And, I was lucky the name just kind of fell into my lap. No one had used it. It worked so perfectly. The logo is created by a good friend of mine, Kevin, Raw Soul. Is his Instagram. He's over in Florida, and all these pieces started coming together, and here we are. I'm grateful for the Grateful Dead community because a lot of the people who work with me. I wouldn't either know them or have them in my life if it wasn't for the Grateful Dead. My bookkeeper used to work with Bill Graham back in the day. Right now, I've got one of my good friends who's also one of the salespeople. She does, she worked with Geraldine, who is Mickey Hart's ex-wife for a long time, and the author of the Grateful Dead Family album. I have this great support system behind me, and people like you who, over the years, hear me talk about this and giving me positive feedback and encouragement, and here we are. I'm on Deadheadland.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited for it, and I'm excited to see you do it. I mean, just a full disclosure here. This is not a paid promotion or anything. He did give me a couple packages of cookies. I'm doing this. You and Amanda are like dear friends of mine for many years now, and so it's like my pleasure to help get the word out. And it's exciting for me to see your success and to see you doing this. Of course, any other cannabis companies out there that want to do stuff with me, you guys can do paid promotions. But this I'm just doing because I love you guys and I want to help get the word out. But it's exciting as well to see someone just have a dream and manifest that and bring it to life. That's it takes a lot. It's one of those things. It's like 98% perspiration and 2% inspiration. Lots of people have really good ideas. But this is kind of also a great thing for what's going on right now, to kind of everybody's trying to take their ideas, trying to make their side gigs their real gig. Doing a little bit of that here on Deadheadland too, by the way. If anybody wants to, support Deadheadland, we do accept donations and we are looking for patrons as well.
Absolutely.
On Deadheadland. But it's just, like I said, it's an exciting thing to see you doing this and you taking your idea and making it something real, So kudos to you for that,
I appreciate that, man. I never thought I would be sitting here 2 years ago when this was just a thought in my head. I was going back to school, and I finished school to be a history teacher, and here I am. Got the idea. I had the great people. You know, my business partner is, you know, there's a reason he's my business partner. He's been my best friend since I was, you know, 6, 7 years old. Neighbors, our parents are still neighbors in our hometown today. And he is the business mind. You know, I had this great idea, this name, you know, and he really helped me take that flag and run with it. And again, you know, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've had and the people that I've met along the way. And a lot of that is just, you know, through music and being able to, you know, meet those people that you really like. You share an experience with them. All of a sudden that person is, they're not just someone you met on the street, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
The connection and the network and the people helping people, and that's, you know, how your friends become your family and all. You know, it's part of what we do. It's you know, part of the connection that Deadheads may feel, and you know, I've always felt that aspect of community is the thing that we should share with the rest of the world. You know, I mean, that's something, you know, that's kind of, it's always been such a beautiful thing in my life. And that's certainly, I mean, that's where I met you guys. It's what brought you into my life, is our connection through music. And then we have, like you and me, you grew up in Southern California, and we have other things that we relate to. We didn't realize.
Your birthdays.
Same birthday. There you go, you know, so
well,
really awesome. Let's see here, we still got about 9 minutes or so on the cookies there, and
we're about halfway done. Well, yeah, you know, I'm grateful for the music scene. You know, I met my girlfriend, just like I met you. I met my girlfriend through music. You know, she's from New York City. I believe you were one of her first friends here in California, actually. And I got to meet my girlfriend through music, and through that, you know, I've been introduced to so many different people. Now half my life gets to be in New York City, and I grew up in Southern California. You know, my uncle is the one who introduced me to the Grateful Dead. Funny enough, his name was Uncle John. And, you know, unfortunately, he passed in 2015. But I was lucky enough to bring his ashes with me to the Dead 50 show and got to spread them in Santa Clara during the song Uncle John's Band. So that was a very magical experience. You know, he, since I was a young kid in my early teens, was really feeding that flame of, you know, Dead music and a lot of those other bands that were around that, Olden in the Way, and, you know, a lot of the bluegrass that I fell in love with came from that same stemming point. So, yeah, you know, Grateful Dead has it's been a giant warm blanket around me my whole life. So I'm very grateful, and it continues to be you know, a way to help lift me up, just like you're doing right now.
Awesome. Yeah, that's well, and you know, that's a lot of what we've been trying to do here all along during I mean, honestly, Deadheadland, something in one form or another I've been doing for, you know, I missed it. I passed the Deadheadland 30th anniversary, the true 30th anniversary of when the idea was born, was this past Sunday. And it's funny, I had a concert at my house that day with Sue and Scott, and more on that in just a minute. But we didn't actually acknowledge it. I didn't know that, but it's something I've been doing for 30 years. But I've always, that's been the idea, is the inclusiveness of it. It's like it's more than just the music. It is about the music, but it's this scene, this family, this world or subworld, this land that we've created and that we co-create constantly is kind of the bigger story on it, aside from just the obvious jokes and puns that we've made about it. But so yeah, I've been doing Deadheadland for 30 years, and then online for about going on 12 years soon. We're in our 11th year. This is the year that we take it to 11. But it's again, to me, it's always been about connecting people through the music, but more than just the music, about the scene and about the people. Like, yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm obsessed. Who played what with who when. And that's, you know, where the conversation begins, but certainly not where it ends. All the wonderful friendships and connections that we've gotten. And then in the last, what's it been, 7 months, 8 months? I was counting for a long time, and I kind of stopped counting. But since March 14th, 15th, when we all started staying at home, and I started really actively programming all the music and the streams and the shows here on Deadheadland, that's been one of my big motivations, is to keep the community together, and to also, I'm someone that's by myself a lot, and to give people that, if they are by themselves, to not be alone, a way to connect. And, you know, kind of, I ramble a lot, but we're going to tie this back in. What we're doing here with the idea of, or what you're doing here with the idea of self-baked, kind of could tie into this really well also. holidays are coming up. We don't necessarily have the same kind of holiday expectations this year that we've had in the past. I mean, a lot of people will be staying at home or smaller gatherings or something, and or just staying with your immediate family or your partner or something. And hey, this is like do it yourself at home. We're not going to go somewhere, not just for the holidays, but through this time that we're staying home. It's a practical product to me in that way. Kind of serves self-care and gives you something fun to do. I mean, it's we're baking the cookies. We're not just buying something, and hopefully, in a good way. I don't think cannabis products should be used as a escape. Don't eat the pan and check out. Have one and lift up your mood and be in a positive space. That's my idea. So,
yeah. I mean, that's one of the things is, we want people to, have an experience. It's not just, going and buying an edible that you can get in the store that's been sitting in a package for a while. It's going and having fun with it and adding what you want and being with people and, really, sitting by the fire like I'm doing right now and, really having this cozy holiday season kind of hangout. And unfortunately, COVID has really, for all of us in, the music world, we're heartbroken right now. We miss hugging our friends and being at a place to be able to dance and being squeezed into a giant crowd, and unfortunately, I don't know when we're going to be able to do that. So I'm grateful for you and Deadheadland for being able to provide us with music during all this. And, I hope that, people can try and bridge those two things, go home and listen to Stu Allen and, eat some self-baked and enjoy yourselves. Cannabis has been synonymous with the Grateful Dead community for, as long as I can remember, as long as anybody probably can remember. And, it's really the Deadheads who've been some of the driving force behind cannabis in general. And, we're on this new frontier. And I think that we need to go and, take it by the horns and go full force and try and, be a big part of this. And I'm very grateful for you for doing all this stuff.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's been really fun. And hey, I guess it's time now. I just got a text and I'd like to just make a special announcement if we can for just a moment here. Word from Stu Allen. Stu's going to play today. We're going to try to be live with Stu at about 5:30 or 5:45. So just got confirmation text and just wanted to let everybody know. So coming up today at 4:20 California time. I always give Pacific times. You adjust to your specific. But coming up at 4:20 Pacific time, live from Colorado, where it'll be 5:20. See, that's why I don't like to say the other times. It confuses people. 4:20 Pacific time from Colorado. Ross James doing his, actually, it's his cat's birthday. It's Al's birthday. Let me see if I can find that graphic here. I got a really funny graphic for Al's birthday. Give me just a moment here.
Happy birthday, Al.
We had it here. Oh, where was it? I won't look too long, but I know I did. Oh, there it is. All right. So Al's birthday show today at 4:20 coming up in just a little bit there. And then I've got another announcement, and that's that Stu Allen's going to have a special guest. So Stu Allen, once again, is going to play after Ross James at about 5:30, 5:45, thereabouts. We're going to have a live stream. And his special guest is going to be Scott Law. So that's just exciting news for music fans. And that's a big part of what I do here on Deadheadland is we have live music almost every day. I know it's not music that you can go, oh, wow, the cookies are starting to smell really good. I think they're going to be ready in just a minute or so. It's not something you can necessarily go to and see, but you can hang out with all of us and watch it. We're streaming it live here on the internet, primarily on Facebook, although more and more I'm able to put it out there on YouTube and Twitch and Periscope and wherever else. We're coming soon to a social network near you. Look for Deadheadland on most of those, Deadheadland Films on YouTube. Here, I've even got a little graphic for that. And so if you can support Deadheadland at our Patreon, patreon.com/Deadheadland for right now I have an option for $1 a month. I'm going to kind of take that away soon because we need more than $1 a month. But sign up for $1 a month, and there's extra benefits, and you'll just know that you're helping us. It's kind of like NPR. If I've got 10,000 people listening, then I need like 100 of them to subscribe and send me some money to keep it all going. But so that's what I'm doing here on Deadheadland. As soon as we're done with this show, we're going to take a break, and then there's going to be some live music. But we're just waiting here for the big countdown. I'm going to switch over to the countdown cam. Let me see if I can do that. The big countdown cam to take it out of the oven. Hold on. The one-man camera team here. I'm doing like 3 things at once, but there we go. We're down. I know it's always exciting when people see a timer, right? You guys ready? Got the big countdown here. We're going to count down to the cookies. Let me get my oven mitt. Christmas lights.
Lighting.
Oven mitt. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Oh, it's so exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they look very ready. Do you do like a stick a fork in it test or something? I think they look good. They're browned on the top.
Yep, then I'd say they're probably ready.
That looks pretty good. So now, of course, oh, hold on. I can't take that call right now. That's funny.
Is I use a spatula.
It's funny. That person should be watching my stream is all I'm saying here. Let me switch over here to show you guys the cookies. I realized I was on the other camera. You go watch my stream, young lady. Ooh. So there we are. So now using that, when it cools, I'm going to let this cool for 5 or 10 minutes. But using that, we would, that guideline, get my knife and I'll just kind of, you would cut it once like this down the middle.
Yeah, so what I usually do is I either use, I use like a spatula or something, so you can kind of go use the spatula going across.
Well, I have
you can use the knife.
Not good. But yeah, I can see that would probably be better overall for the pan. Oh, I don't have the right spatula. I have this one, but it's kind of broken. I had a wooden one here. Where did it go? I don't know. But hold on, person. I can't talk to you right now. Anyways, it's kind of funny. This is live TV. Well, I don't have the spatula, but I'll figure it out. But the main point I was making is in terms of the dosage, we'd want to cut it in half, and then we'd put in 4 cuts, even cuts that would cut it into 5 pieces, and that on each side, which would make 10 pieces. And that way we would know that it's
10 milligrams.
10 milligrams per piece, right? Yep. We figured all that out, right?
Yep. It's 100 milligrams total, 10 milligrams per piece. And so, depending on what your dosing is, I usually will eat 20 milligrams is about my dosing if I'm trying to, get function throughout the day, if I'm really trying to knock myself out. And, if I'm having a party, I can, eat the whole brownie tray myself if I want to.
Well, very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much for doing this. What I'm going to do, because I need to get ready for the rest of the day. What is it? It's about 4 o'clock now. So I'm going to let these cool for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to cut them up, and then I might eat one at 4:20. At 4:20, I hope everybody else comes back here for Ross James and Al's birthday show. And then come back again at 5:30 for Stu Allen. And gosh, Alex, thank you so much for just hanging out with me while I was cooking and baking and telling us all about Self-Baked.
Thank you so much, Brian. I'm so grateful for you having me on the show. Thank you, Deadheads, for tuning in and checking me out. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. And Brian, I'll see you hopefully soon at some Phil show or something soon.
All right, very good. All right, Alex, thank you so much. We'll see you very soon. All right, bye-bye now. And thank you, Deadheadland, for tuning in and for being part of my fun little experiment here. And come back, like I say, in a little less than 20 minutes now, about 17 minutes now for Ross James. And I'll try to let you know how the cookies tasted and how I feel later on. All right. All right. Y'all have a great night now.